Welcome to the Twin Cities as a Premier Lacrosse League returns from a bye week. And we start with the New York Atlas and the Maryland Whipsnakes. It's the 4th annual Indigenous Heritage Weekend in the PLL. The Creators Game, the Medicine Game, our favorite game. Zed Williams, one of a few Native American players suiting up this weekend. And yes, he will start this game with that traditional wooden stick as his Whipsnakes try to slow down the running of the Bulls. Jeff Teat and the Atlas, the only undefeated team in the league so far. They come in at 4-0. Might have had Schellenberger there. Drive. Now Teat dodging and scoring. I guess it's fitting that the league comes back from a bye and Jeff Teat has the first goal. His 31st point of the season.
You wonder if the bye is going to slow Jeff Teat down. Like the rest of the league could catch their breath. 30 points in 4 games. Right off the bat, he owns this matchup, and you know what I love about it most, Jeremy? It's the patience of his dodge. He's not in a rush.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a guy like, Jeff and, a lot of his technique, a lot of his second nature to him, and when he's able to kind of take anything like that.
Always in control.
Well, just to build on the Gretzky comparison, he has as many assists as anyone else has points so far coming into this week, and now the Atlas starting to run as Tyler Carpenter, the long stick midi, scores right off the faceoff.
Tyler Carpenter was not a big scorer at Duke. But if you go into the archives, played at Durham Academy for John Lancey. He scored 200 points with a long pole in his high school career. So now he's in the PLL, and he has free reign to roam. From defense to offense, he's their best ground ball.
Lefty out of Manhattan College. Shot on the run is good from Chanenchuk. How did he find the angle?
He found the angle, Drew, because his release is hyperspeed. We saw him earlier, and we took a look at that stick, right? A big, heavy pocket, but it flies out like it's a tennis racket. This is a gorgeous stroke from one of the best shooters pro lacrosse has seen. Baptiste and Nardella is massive.
Wow, an alley-oop. That could get Costabile out of his slump.
Yeah.
That's what he needed. 1 for 16 heading into this game. Costabile is a volume shooter, and when you start thinking too much, you can play little head games with yourself. But to get an easy slam dunk and a beautiful pass from Jeff Teat, things could get cooking because you have Miles Jones, who's been to the party. Doc Sakin has been fan of this Atlas offense.
They're operating on a different level right now. Count it for Teat, top shelf. He's got 3 points already in this first quarter. And Dixon operating from behind the cage.
What impresses you the most about this ball movement?
What I see already is the Atlas offense, they are so in tune with one another, and they're just moving. They're constant. You see Jeff Teat coming around that whole part without the ball. He's moving without the ball. The ball's behind. He's moving around. And obviously, you see there, easy goal for him. I knew it was going to be a goal right there.
I think you make a great point. Everyone's moving. Drew and Jeremy, when you have an offense that's predicated on ball movement, when you're one of the 5 players who doesn't have the ball, you move at a different...
with Maryland and trying to figure out their players, they were so dominant, first few years of the league starting out.
There's Costabile. He's already surpassed his goal total for the season entering this game tonight with his 2nd goal of the first quarter.
Jeremy, as a goal scorer, a lot of times when you're in a slump, you get that first easy one. It kind of unlocks everything else from a confidence perspective. And I love this move by Costabile, getting underneath. You see the strength, and then he kind of stays his course and doesn't go too far behind the pipe to lose his angle.
Yeah, we obviously talk about, we talked about him earlier, trying to get an early start to kind of...
Trying to turn the corner. Rexroad hounds him. Now Anderson on the feed, and Chorus the finish. Rookie to rookie. Levi Anderson's got his first professional point.
We talked about Jake Stevens being a utility midfielder. Jack Chorus is as well, and he played for John Tillman at the University of Maryland. 4-year player who logged a lot of minutes in a variety of ways. You see with a beautiful cut. And Anderson, known as a goal-scoring lefty, shows you some passing ability.
You can see that that's going to be a battle here today, with him too.
We didn't see it last year with Nardella.
Oh,
Posted up.
Nardella!
Wow.
Count it! Straight off the whistle. Wind it up and fire his first goal of the year.
That's got to be one of the fastest goals off the faceoff, no?
Oh, yeah.
Caught him sleeping.
I was about to say before he was able to wind up, we didn't see him last year with the ACL injury. Petey LaSala was the Whips face-off specialist, but Nardella, a lot like Baptiste and the new age face-off guys, they don't have to face.
Miles Jones trying to play bully ball. Ooh, that would have been a highlight. Into the crease he goes.
That's a big body.
260? 260, yeah. I was talking to him earlier.
Whips on the run. Oh, trailer, little hitch, and the finish. Roman Puglisi, his second goal of the season. He does not look like a defense-only player there.
When you watch Roman Puglisi in college at Maryland, and you go on the fields for warm-ups, you see a defensive midfielder with one of the harder shots on the team, but you see a slick guy with the awareness to get the defense to overcommit and get underneath.
Yeah, and obviously in your typical, in the past, you see a lot of full goal guys or defensive guys, they get off.
Roman Puglisi, Alex Smith.
Yep.
That unit was loaded.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
Ouch.
A gift for the Atlas. That is not the team you want to do it against. Schellenberger with a pick six.
This one stings. It's bad enough you have to play an offense that spins the rock like the boys in blue. You cannot give them easy ones.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen this in his college play. And look at it right there.
It's a heck of an interception.
Yeah, that's a tough one for Jack Corus. Schellenberger always in the right spot at the right time. And the one-handed grab.
You're almost, if you're in Maryland's eyes, you almost got to think, for next time you got to learn from that quickly and, maybe move your feet and get in position, especially with a guy like that.
All the communication in the world's not going to stop that. Adam Poitras, his first professional goal. Rookie out of Loyola.
Leading up to the draft, when you talk to Jim Stagnita of the Maryland Whips, he identified Poitras because he was a flex guy that could play attack or midfield, own a matchup, stretch a defense, and that is incredible awareness of where the double is from Matt Rambo to know Poitras is the next man in rotation.
Yet to see him in person yet. Other than that, the World Games played against him this past summer in San Diego.
That must have been fun. Williams, oh, what a finish! And draws 2 flags.
Result of the play is a good goal. We had a hold that gets wiped out, all even face-off.
How does he get this one in?
Yeah, I think that, obviously coming around, kind of using his body weight, kind of shifting, gets around, takes a shot off for it, just goes for it. Comes around, gets his body.
You know what's crazy? Rexroad is a big, strong kid. I mean, he runs through him almost like your little brother is trying to jump on your back, right? Like, that's what it looks like. And Rexroad is an elite defender, owns one-on-one matchups, but Zed Williams is just physical.
He created the shovel shot for a year. He broke his collarbone in college or in high school. And yeah, ever since then.
There's TJ Malone joining the party. The rookie's got his first goal tonight, and the Whipsnakes have their first lead.
If you remember in the Open, Drew, I was mentioning the versatility of his offensive production. TJ Malone, I felt, was one of those attackmen in college that could play midfield because of those type of dodges. Straight line, speed dodges, some strength involved. When you look at his scoring, it comes.
He's got Tyler Carpenter. This is rookie on rookie. Good on good. Malone, the swim, the score! Oh, TJ Malone taking over here in the second.
He's a lefty, friends. And he shows you he can win a matchup going to his weak hand. Just what the doctor ordered. Where will the offense come from in the second quarter? Rookie on rookie. Penn State Duke. The Lion roars and wins this matchup. It's a beautiful look at Malone's.
There's Zed against Gavin Adler. Count it! Zed Williams has his second goal tonight.
Yeah, so, you know, as Cart mentioned here, the big boy using his weight coming up here against, coming up in here, takes his, you know, just a wild, nice jump and takes his shot off.
Let's ask him how he does this. Zed, what is critical physically in a one-on-one matchup for you?
Just confidence, you know what I mean?
Atlas ball and player movement is what they're known for, and Dixon finishes in style.
I was just about to say, you can see just before the play was being created, you can see how much the Atlas offense is moving around. It's almost like tic-tac-toe.
When Teat and Schellenberger get their touches, beautiful things happen. In the second half last week against the Redwoods, they doubled their touches. The team scored 20 goals. Give the ball to Seven, give the ball to White, and great things happen. Everyone moves at a different speed when Jeff Teat's behind.
Absolutely.
Because they know they're getting the rock.
Yes. I think you're right. Going back to...
There's a nice find. Malone counted a hat trick for the rookie.
What impresses me most about this goal by T.J. Malone, when you turn on the tape and you watch him in college, he's a ball-dominant player. Two-time Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year for Jeff Tambroni in Penn State. The ball typically is in his stick. This time he shows you how elite he is off the ball. The cut at full speed, the ability to find the seam, and the beautiful pass. This Whipsnake offense is clipping at a different rate today because of the rookies.
Chorus kicked away by Troutner. Another stop, 2 in a row for Timmy T.
You kind of see too, like, you know, on the Atlas offense, they're trying to get the hands in the ball.
Poitras, a fancy finish.
Oh, like a twister.
It was a twister. That's Staggs' guy, and credit Jim Stagnita seeing something from Adam Poitras. During draft prep, he said, this is a guy I want to get my hands on. He's a lefty from Canada, he's creative, and he can smell the back of the net. The Whips are rolling.
Costabile, 2 goals in the first quarter, trying to get by Chorus. He
Talked about him getting hot.
scores.
Yeah, there you go.
A hat trick for Brian Costabile after he came in with 1 goal all season.
Think back to the beginning of this game. I mentioned Brian Costabile would be critical because he was 1 for 16 heading into tonight's contest. His first goal was an easy layup, right? It allowed him to get his confidence back. His next 2, unassisted gems. One time going underneath, this time just using speed, getting to the...
Go. Who's doubling? Come on!
Oh, we got something here. It's heating up. New York and Maryland. Activity after 2 teams, both heated. Look at this. The timing of that roll, too. The great thing about that, Jeremy, is he feels the pressure. As the contact happens, that's when he spins and rolls.
Yeah, you could definitely see the poise and patience and Rambo kind of waiting, you know, as we talked about in the beginning of the game here, how he wasn't getting an angle, but now he's kind of coming across the crease and getting an angle.
Maybe.
So Heacock plants Razanka.
Yes.
Razanka gets up, doesn't like it.
Yeah.
Colin Heacock is not the guy you want to be doing that with.
Why he wasn't in.
You'll see it after a violation, but that wasn't the case.
Yeah.
And Chorus comes back and bounces it past Troutner. So the Whips open up a 4-goal lead at the start of the 4th quarter.
This is danger zone in uncharted territory for the New York Atlas. Undefeated. Down now 4 in the 4th quarter. You see the dejection by Mike Presser, the head coach. This is a beautiful move by Chorus. Did you see the juke and the footwork of the rookie to get his hands free on Camizio? That is a big-time dodge and an old-school straight overhand release. Right?
Really similar.
Yes.
Make it look effortlessly when they're shooting.
Wow! Levi Anderson stamping himself on the highlight in his first professional game.
This is the big body.
We talked about this earlier.
Yeah.
Talking about using a size advantage.
Yes, he had to use the size advantage. You have Zed Williams on the right, Levi Anderson on the left. These are like 2 NFL tackles, right? Just plowing through defenders. This is a short stick on him. He swims Danny Logan.
It's Danny Logan.
It's Danny Logan, right? That is Danny Logan, the best short stick defender in the world. But you see the length of Levi Anderson.
Yes.
Like, I don't care how tough you are, how strong you are. When you have a wingspan like that, Danny Logan's not stopping that. And we have
shoot. There's the feed to Dixon. That is
Yikes.
filthy. Yikes. A scintillating low to high from the Slim Reaper.
From a high crease perspective, he's the best shooter in the league. Because there's range to that. He starts inside, Jeremy, but he ends like 10 yards out. And you see Teat. See, that's the short stick. There's a short stick on Dixon. He will manipulate the matchup. He'll find the pick. It's a lot harder for the short stick to get through and then ultimately pressure.
Yeah.
They got burned that way.
You can see the confusion on the backside as T kind of comes around from the backside there to his strong side, and it's an easy look for him. Step down, low to high.
That's ridiculous.
Rambo feeds Anderson. Oh, Levi Anderson, have a night! It's a hat trick in his first pro game.
Last year, there was some talk that he might come out for the draft, but he decided to take his last year of eligibility at St. Joe's, where he played for years for Taylor Ray. And I had him as a higher pick. This year, he was a little up and down in his senior campaign, but he had a monster game against Richmond in the conference tournament with 7 goals. He just shows you he has the ability to...
It's been night and day after they got off to that fast start, but Jones enters the chat and makes this a 4-goal game with 5 minutes to play.
Jeremy, I like when he operates more up top, then he gets into trouble and gets doubled around goal line extended, where we've seen him dodge today. This is beautiful by Miles Jones because he can play the body game and then he's shooting at so much net.
Yeah, you can kind of see how he uses his body well. He kind of came off that, trying to think of what he was going to do.
Sense of pride with this Atlas team.
Count it. There's Jake Stevens. Dixon fed him from X. And Stevens has 2 goals tonight.
He's so good off the ball. I've watched him so much in college at Princeton and then at Syracuse. He's an elite cutter. Away from the ball, and you put him in this Atlas offense. Even Xander Dixon's making passes right now, right? You know he's an elite goal scorer, but he's behind the cage, and this is what Jake Stevens does.
It's a great catch.
Finishes the rock. His last year at Princeton, before he took his 5th year at Syracuse, his grad transfer year, searching for an identity.
Winkoff on the setup behind the back. It's beautiful, and it's Colin Heacock.
With the way the face-offs have been going, this is a monster goal. Winkoff sees a great cutting Colin Heacock. Heacock times this perfectly. Once the defender turns his back, that's Brett Makar. Heacock just slides behind him. He's losing his angle, and he uses his third hand, the BTB.